What's up? So today is going to be a little bit of a different video. Today we're going to build out my all-time favorite team in NBA. NBA is one of my favorite sports, but we're going to talk about what I would build as like my all-time team. This is the team that I would love to take into any season against any team anywhere on the planet. So let's get on to it with 5 players. Of course, we got to discuss. Let's do this. Roll it. So today we're just talking about 5 players, and this is my starting 5 for my all-time team. Building a team, I usually like to start out with the center position or the point guard position. That is typically the one that I start out with. Today we're starting out with the center position. We're going to pick Nikola Jokic. Why are we going to pick Nikola Jokic? Not just because I'm a Denver Nuggets fan. No, it's because he's an absolute unicorn. He's one of a kind and a center that can do stuff that no centers have ever thought of or dreamt of doing for real. He can pass. He can shoot. He is better at defense that people give him credit for. And like I said, Nikola Jokic is an absolute unicorn. Pairing up with him at the 2 spot for the shooting guard, we're going to go with Michael Jordan. Why? Because Michael Jordan is an absolute dog. He's a winner. He wants to win. He's going to go there and he's going to bring it every time. And I think him and Jokic would actually get along very well. Now, when you think of the team, now you want to think of your formula, your identity. What are you trying to create? And with me being my 2 stars in Nikola Jokic and Michael Jordan. And for me, when I think of a team, I believe in passing. Defense and passing is what wins championships. For me, that's what I believe in. Also, rebounding. There's a lot of important things that go into championships, but I'm talking about as a team when you're building a formula. I love a team where everyone can pass, everyone loves rebounding, and defense is a key part. And Michael Jordan is great at defense. And like I said, he's an absolute dog at winning. So now we're going to move on to the small forward position, which is our number 3 slot. And that's going to be Tracy McGrady. Low key, Tracy McGrady was one of the greatest players of all time. Sadly, injuries did take effect, but we're talking about building an all-time team. And we're talking about the prime of these players. So I'm taking 2001, 2002 Tracy McGrady when he was averaging about 29 to 30 points a game and averaging about 6 rebounds and 5 assists a game. Absolute dog. And he was also averaging over like 1.3 steals per game, I think. So Tracy McGrady is great at defense, and that's why I like him. He's lengthy, he's great at defense, and he's good at everything. You know, he can do rebounding, he can do passing, he can do defense, but he's an absolute bucket getter as well. So we're sticking Tracy McGrady on this team. Now we're going with our point guard. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, who are you going to go for point guard? This is probably going to be my one defensive weakness, but he does fit the scheme of what I'm trying to do for this team. So I'm going to stick in Steve Nash at our point guard spot. Why? Because he is an absolute passer. He has vision, and when it comes to him, Nikola Jokic and Steve Nash, like I'm going to have them dueling, pick and rolling, kind of running the point multiple times, and with their passing and their vision, I'm always going to find the open man. My team is always going to find the open man because that's how good they are. And another thing is Steve Nash is a 42 or 39% like, you know, 3-point shooter. He's around that range. So he's really good at knocking down threes. He has a 2-time MVP. I think one of them he didn't really deserve, but he is a 2-time MVP. So Steve Nash kind of fits my formula, but definitely is probably my defensive weakest player. But when we're going to address that situation now at power forward, which I wanted to put Aaron Gordon at this spot, a lot of people would be like, well, you're just a Nuggets fan. You're just a Nuggets getter. You're getting Aaron Gordon in there. Of course, there's better power forwards. So we're taking the more souped up, more juiced up version of Aaron Gordon, and we're going to go Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett is an absolute gem for real. He is a rebounding machine. He is a defensive machine, and of course, he can get buckets too. But like I said, Kevin Garnett is like a Swiss Army knife. He does everything well. He could guard the 1 to the 5. He basically, like I said, is the more souped up, more juiced up version of Aaron Gordon, and pairing him with Jokic, for real. Who's going to come in there in the paint? Who's going to come and try to get buckets on my team? Really no one, because like I said, you're going to have Kevin Garnett there swatting everything away like flies, and Nikola Jokic is just a big body. How are you going to move him? So yeah, I think that for me right there, my starting 5 of my all-time team. Like I said, it kind of fits this formula. It fits a little groove. We have this thing. Steve Nash, Michael Jordan, Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett, and Nikola Jokic. Norm Rad 89's all-time 5. And of course, this is just my thoughts. This is a little bit of a different video, but I told you guys I wanted to do different videos on the channel when it comes to music, sports, and stuff. I'm not trying to pigeonhole myself into just doing one kinds of videos. But yes, if you want to, down below, please share your all-time five, or you're a team. Like when you're creating a team, what is the identity? What kind of team are you creating? And 5 players you're taking in as your starting 5 for an NBA team. Like I said, this is a fun little exercise. Wanted to test this out and do these videos. If you want more videos like this, you got to like them. You got to share them. That's how it helps out the algorithm, and that's what tells me that you like these videos. But sometimes, like I said, I'm just going to put out other content because I want to. I want to do other content. Please also remember, most importantly, have a safe and happy day. Peace out.